What's going on, everybody? It's Proven here, back at it with another GTA Online video. So today, guys, I'm bringing you a very quick buying guide on the import-export business, okay? It's actually a epic business to actually get into if you are a beginner in GTA Online. And even better this week, guys, you could be making millions because at the time this video is being recorded, it is on double money, which is very rare. They only really actually come on double money maximum once a year, maybe longer. So make the most of it while you can, guys. And not also that we have also got some epic discounts this week as well, which we will go over in a second. But before we get into the video, guys, if you do enjoy it and you find it useful, be sure to smash the like button. It will be muchly appreciated. Also consider subscribing if you are new. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into it. So the first thing you're going to need to buy, if you haven't done so already, is you're going to need to buy a CEO office. Mazebank West is the cheapest, would normally cost you $1 million. It is actually 50% off this week at the time the video is being recorded. So the cheapest will actually cost you just $500,000. It's one of the first items that you should be buying in the game, guys. So if you don't have one, definitely check it out this week. After you've done that, come to your computer screen. You're going to want to go to Vehicle Cargo, okay? Now, the cheapest warehouse, which is actually the warehouse I have, is the La Mesa, which will normally cost you $1.5 million. This week, it is a discounted week, 30% off, will cost you just over $1 million. It's actually not a bad location because it is sort of quite central to the city. It's right next to the highway as well, so it's very easy access. The only thing you need to be a little bit concerned about, there is a Vargo's hangout directly outside. But to be honest, as long as you don't start shooting them, as long as you don't run any over, then you should be absolutely fine. But if they do start shooting you, they can shoot up the car and you could take a little bit of damage. And of course, the more damage a car takes, the bigger repair bill you do have. So one thing to bear in mind. But as I say, as long as you don't start shooting them, you should be absolutely fine. Now, just to note, guys, there is a way you can only source top range vehicles, which is actually going to give you the most money. We'll go over that a little bit later on in the video. But first, you're going to need to start to fill your warehouse up. Now, the easiest way is to hit, well, the only way actually is to hit a source vehicle after you have bought some warehouse space, okay? So, I'm not going to lie, these missions can be a little bit tricky. And once again, these cars can take damage as well. So the higher repair bill, the more money you will have to pay. So some of these missions are quite easy. This mission, I actually sort of lucky here. I actually sort of roughly knew where the vehicle was. All I had to do was actually just go and find it by matching it up with a photo that was sent to my phone. It was quite an easy mission, but they can be more difficult. You can get harder missions where we can get a few waves of NPCs come after you. Maximum 4 waves, 2 vehicles. So a way you could sort of eliminate that and not take damage on the vehicle is just to pull over, get the vehicle out of the way. Bearing in mind, the NPCs are after you. They are not after the car, okay? So you could abandon the car, just take them out. If you get to a 4th wave, then you know you have taken all the NPCs out and then just continue on back to the warehouse. Now, as I said just a few moments ago, there is a way you can only source top range cars. Basically, never sell a standard range car and never sell a mid-range car, okay? Now, the way you only source top range vehicles, it's going to take a little bit of setting up, I'm not going to lie, after you've bought your warehouse, but once you've done this, guys, you only need to do it once. Basically, keep in your warehouse 10 standard cars, 10 mid-range cars, and around about 3 or 4 top range cars. That way you will only source top range cars after that, okay? Another good thing to bear in mind with this business, guys, is that if you have up to 3 other associates in the session, you can actually sell up to 4 vehicles at a time. I only tend to do 1 these days just because it is a very solo-friendly business. I only really do this business really if it is double money or just whenever I want to change the grind up a little bit. But you can sell more than 1 vehicle at a time. You might just get a bit of a longer cooldown, that's all. Normally if you only sell 1 vehicle, you will get a 20-minute cooldown in between sales. But no matter, guys, you can also do other things in the meantime. I have actually, guys, I've also made a more in-depth video on this money grind method. So do go and check it out now, guys, if you want. I'll also leave a link in the description and also at the end of this video. So after you have done your modifications, guys, another good tip to always bear in mind: always sell to specialist dealer. You will have some money you'll need to spend on modifications, but this is going to get you the most money. Selling to the other two, like private buyer and stuff like that, you know, it really is not worth it, okay? So you always want to be selling to specialist dealer. That will get you the most money, as I say. So once you have modified your vehicle, you can then take the car to the destination. So another thing to bear in mind, guys, is that the safest way to do this is to do it in a solo public session. However, the only downside with doing that is that NPCs will spawn. However, if you are in a safe-ish session, and there are maybe one or two other players in the session that aren't part of your CEO, you won't actually spawn any NPCs. That's the beauty behind that. The other risk is that you may have a griefer coming after you, okay? So it's entirely up to you. As I say, the best way to deal with the NPCs is listed in my other video. As I say, I will link it to the end of this one. So simply after you've dealt with that, or unless you are lucky enough not to deal with any NPCs, then simply take your car to the destination, and that is it. That is pretty much all it is to it. The main downside with import-export is that it is very irregular profit. The chances are you are going to take a little bit of damage here and there, and you could potentially lose quite a lot of money on this. But either or, guys, make the most of the double money. You know what I mean? As I say, I've never really actually known double money on this sort of business, like not for a very, very long time. So if you are watching it on the double money and bonus event week, guys, definitely make the most of it. And that is about it for this video, really, guys. As I say, I have made a more in-depth video on this, so I will leave it on the screen now for you guys. But if you enjoyed this video, guys, then be sure once again to smash the like button. It will be more than appreciated. Also, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing to see more content like this in the future. And if you do that, do not forget to hit that bell icon, turn on all notifications so you do not miss out on a single thing, okay? So, thank you guys very much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all on the next video.